A steel train has been loaded, prepared, and neat hauling to the exchange yard north of Hagen. With that complete, we've another train, this time packed with timber waiting for you. Right, better get Shufti on then. Oh, crikey. What, first mile already? Wow, okay. Oh, hello. Good morning. Not yet dead here. We are back on 2, 3, 4, 5 release. Trains in World 2, but we are on Ruhr Sieg Nord. So, a bit of a long story about this one actually. We'll talk about it in a minute. So, freight exchange. I am fairly certain I haven't done this before. Let's put those on a minute so we can see. Apologies if I have. I couldn't find it in my list, and I'm pretty sure, but the problem is the name keeps striking a memory. Freight exchange, for which I will explain in a minute. But we'll see. Right, let's just get set up and then we can get moving. There's plenty of time to chat. Freight service, no passengers, none of those pesky passengers to keep picking up and stopping for and all that sort of stuff. Activate the lights, okay. Put on the train lights. Release the parking brake, that's this one here. Right, so let's switch that off because it's a bit too dull outside for me to have a massive light on. Take the brakes off and depart. Stop before the red signal in 570 meters. Okie dokie. Oh, why is that? That shouldn't be there. Why is that there? There it is. Oh, sorry, not paying attention at all. Way over the speed limit. There we go. Speed limit's changed. That was lucky. Right. Yeah, we'll just focus on what we're doing for a minute, and then we'll have a bit of chat. Lots to talk about. Oh, I don't think that's our red signal, is it? That's confusing. Okay. Oh no, our red signal's that one. We've got a couple of white dots and then a red dot. It's very dull out there, isn't it? Especially for 9:20 in the morning. Crikey, this thing moves quick. Fortunately, it also stops pretty quick. Mainly because there's nothing. It's just a loco. That'll do. Let's not push it. To remind me how I do that on this because I'm in classic control setup. It probably makes sense for me to have my keyboard set, not my keyboard shortcut cheat thing not too far away. Okay, well then. Oh, got stuck on a stuck on a pylon thing. That's hilarious. Choo choo. Come on. A little bit more. So yeah, this is supposed to take 45 minutes, and knowing the way I tend to do these things, it's probably going to take a lot longer than that. So we might need to do a bit of a cut somewhere, just a brief. Oh, look at that. Right, camera mode. I've walked out the cab and all that jazz. There we go. Set the master switch to off and train brake to release. Master switch to off, train brake to release. Switch off all of the lights. A slight snag of me switching the thing off means I now... I don't get why that... Oh, whatever. Head to the other cab. Yeah, because the slight snag is, of course, now what I've done is taken off the destination-y thing. So it's now not telling me where to put anything, what to do. I do hopefully I'll remember it all. Let's give it a go and see how we get on, shall we? At least it's still telling me what to do. We're in a scenario, not a service mode. Right, lights. Lights bright. Oh, so I think I left those wrong at the other end. Just going to put the desk light on. Must switch to forward. Okay. Full service brakes. Train brake to position 1B. What I did want to try, somewhere down here, there's a switch. Might be easier to find it if I'm stood. I want to try AFB, see if I can get it working. Set the pantograph to raised and the MCB to closed, which is quite funny because we didn't do the opposite at the other end. But okay, maybe we don't need to. I thought so though. Depart when ready. Right, we'll be running a little bit slower now, I think. But actually, hang on, before we do that, let's put the brake on a second. AFB, let's set it to 40, looks alright. Release the brake and let's put it on. Let's get some power. Successful departure, well sort of, because I haven't actually moved yet. Right, Hagen 188. I mean, it might take a bit of welly to get us going, right? Because we're now attached to a pretty heavy train. There we go. We're moving, we're moving. Probably give it a lot of welly because frankly we've got AFB on, so we're not going to go anywhere we're not supposed to, are we? Cool. Right, sip of coffee, excuse me. So 40k speed limit, 60 in now less than 800 meters. Sorry, I got a sore throat this morning. It seems very dull outside. Because it is rather cloudy. It's a big old train. Okie dokes. Still at 40. Let's be ready to put the pedal to the metal. Yeah, it's a bit... Does it help if I switch that off? Not really, it's just generally a little bit dull. It's not going to make for an amazing viewing experience. So, while we're on the way to Hagen, I don't know where to start really. So, we're in the new version of Train Sim World 2. We're on the PS5, on the PS5 version. I finally made the decision, given that, well, my PS4 version wasn't still working. I don't know whether that means I needed to uninstall everything and reinstall everything or what, but anyway, I just decided in the end, actually, you know what, I tried a couple of routes. I put East Coast Way on, I did a couple of other, and I'll make it go faster now. Whoa, not that fast. Steady on. Yeah, and I just, actually, you know what? It does look amazing. I mean, the draw distance on East Coastway across, as you go across the viaduct, is just fantastic. I quite like some of the new features. I'm slightly confused by the fact that we're still using the classic control layout. I thought they'd fixed that in scenarios. But anyway, whatever. It's not that big a deal. It keeps me on my toes. I was just trying to keep up with the speed limits here. There we go, 100. Should be 120 in a minute, actually, because it's just gone past it. Wait for the whole thing to come through. There we go. So I just thought, you know what? Nah, this isn't easy. There we go. Oh yeah, we're in the 185, by the way. I meant to say that at the start, but the start is a bit involved. So yeah, we're in the 185.2. It's very exchange. It's a scenario, So yeah, so we're in Train Sim World. We're in the new version of Train Sim World 2. I've downloaded most of the routes now, not all of them. I'm going to try really hard not to repeat anything that I've already done, because it means I've lost all my progress. It means I've no idea, just from glancing at the game, which ones I've done, which ones I haven't. Obviously, some routes that I've been doing more recently, I've got a pretty bloody good idea, but some of the older ones, less so. It's a little bit annoying. I was just working my way back up on Great Western to catch up to where I was, and and of course we've just done a whole load of East Coastway. We've done a whole load of all sorts, really, but still. Same on some of the old UK routes, Transpennine and t'other one. Anyway, so this is actually, so Ruhr Sieg Nord I'd been trying to do on the PS4 version of TSW2. I couldn't finish the training because there was a dodgy red signal. I couldn't start this service because there was a dodgy red signal. But they fixed it in the recent major update, the massive update they did, just before Train Sim World 2 came out. The new version of Train Sim World 2 came out. Rush Hour, I suppose, best way to call it. I talk about Rush Hour, Train Sim World Rush Hour, then that means I mean the base game, not the Rush Hour routes. One seems a little bit quiet. Ooh, 40 kilometers an hour and 3.7 kilometers. I'll try not to mess that up. But yeah, so yeah, this wasn't working, and I'm fairly sure that I'd never finished this scenario. It looks like I only ever did one or two things on Ruhr Sieg Nord. I was having a quick look through my playlist last night. So it looks like I've never put this one on screen. So I thought, you know what, it's next. It's actually the first scenario in the journey, but of course when I played Ruhr Sieg Nord originally, the journey didn't exist, and I used to just play through the scenarios, mainly because I couldn't remember any of the stuff that I had to do it in service mode, but thanks to the journeys I'm getting more capable, should we say, just about. Plus I'm playing the game a lot more than I used to. Right, let's start losing some speed and see how quickly we can slow down. Seemingly not that quickly, but I think actually we're okay. I think we've got about the right bite at this point in time. Also, I redid the introduction to East Coastway last night, and we started off, with the intro driver training, and we did an emergency stop. And I don't remember doing an emergency stop on that before, but I can't imagine that they've changed it. I know it's something that they've obviously brought in with Rush Hour. A lot of the routes now, you're doing an emergency stop during your driver training, which is pretty cool. But I don't remember doing it before, but I could be wrong. That was probably a very long time ago that I did that. Right, so just got down to our 40. I still need to figure out PZB and all that sort of stuff. I really need to try and look into it. It's just so complicated. But I thought, plus the other reason I'm on here, quite apart from the fact that I'm delighting in the fact that I can finally do this scenario, is this is, and I don't know when I'll put it out, I'll be honest, this is just before well, they've changed it. It's no longer called Riesa Dresden, it's called something else Dresden, but the new Dresden route comes out, the second of the three rush hour routes, should I say. So I thought it'd be good to get back in a German train and get a bit used to it again. This looks amazing. Detail in the overhead gantries and cables and stuff is just phenomenal. Right, let's get AFB ready for our next speed change, which is just coming up. We're going uphill, so I better put some power on. There we go. And we're back up to 100 in 1.6 kilometers. Slightly confused by the fact, and I know this does it as the crow flies, but crikey, this must be a twisty track, because it was 3.8 kilometers to Hagen. Well, it has been for a while now. Oh, well, now it's gone up to 3.9. I don't get that. Ah, because we're going around a massive loop in the wrong direction. Okay, fair enough. And so the whole time we've actually been basically getting a bit closer, but getting a bit further away from it. Okay, fair enough. So it's actually a really long way. Fair enough. Well, we could put CFA on. Just have something to do, alert-wise. Where's the... I can't remember now where the CFA, how to switch the CFA on. I've seen it somewhere. I did find it recently. I tested this just to see if it was working again, and I did find the CFA activate button. That's one of these. There we go. Let's try that, see how much I can mess it up. CFA's not too bad because it's a bit like an alerter in the UK trains and the American trains. It's not too crazy, it's just an acknowledge button. PZB I don't understand because then you have to get into all of the magnets and actually the speed you need to travel at isn't the speed that you're currently doing and blah blah blah. The speed you need to travel at isn't the one that's currently indicated on your speedo thing. It gets a bit confusing. There you go, CFA. That's about to change apparently because that's PZB acknowledgement, I think. But Matt's been saying in the new Dresden streams that they've made that into a context sensitive. So if you're responding to a CFA, it no longer does a PZB or something, some such. Right. Well, that's weird because a minute ago we had 100k and now it's only going to be 80. But we are now going back in the right direction. Oh no, we're not. We're going away again. We're getting there. Wow, now it's going to be 40 in 3 kilometers. This is going to be a very slow journey. I suppose we keep changing tracks. It gets very confusing. Still, nice though, isn't it? Let's have a look outside. There we go. Ooh, that's loud. There's a lot of CFA acknowledgements, I have to say. No, I don't really need this, do we? No, now to cycle through all the extra. There we go. Oh, we can change. We can go up. Hang on. We can finally go up a bit quicker. 2.3 kilometers to 40. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, got it. I like the fact it actually comes up. I'm sure that's new. It's been a very long time since I've tried to mess around with German safety systems. I'm sure it didn't used to, because you get a yellow thing come up saying, basically saying there's a CIFA warning coming, acknowledge, and then before they activate, he says CIFA, CIFA, CIFA. I'm sure that's changed. I used to find CIFA a right pain in the arse. But again, that was a while ago when I wasn't so good at the game. There you go, just caught it. Right, 1.2 kilometres to our 40 miles an hour, but we are going uphill. And we are, now the distance is counting down. It's still a bit curvy, so it's not 2 kilometres. Yeah, I was saying they still haven't figured a way to get track distance as opposed to as the crow flies distance, which I'm sort of surprised about, but I don't know the complexities of what they do, so I'm hardly going to comment really. They didn't need it anywhere near that much brake that early. Half the train's still coming uphill, half it's going downhill, so you know. If I put air feedback on, it'll control us anyway, so that's fine. So we're a little bit early at the 40, but that's fine. Okay, Hagen, 1.3 kilometres. Not too far off at all. Let's see what we get after the next speed change. I don't know if we need to slow down at all again somewhere. Ooh, look at all these junctions. Crikey. Thank you. Yep, got it. Okay, fine. So 1 kilometre to go. No problems at all. And then somewhere there should be some logs for us to pick up and take back the other way. Oh, I'm enjoying this. Right. Yeah, okay. Right, let's take the power off. Roll in, roll in, roll in, roll in. Actually, it's not too bad, is it, brake-wise? Considering the weight of the train that we've got. I've no idea how many warnings you get before the train stops. We've got, what, about 70 metres before a red. We've got to stop. It should be all right. Plenty of time. Oh, and there's our markers. That's where we're going. I was trying to remember whether they were on or not. I don't always see them. I did something recently and didn't see them at all. I can't remember what. It's because we're coming up on a red. Too much, too much, too much. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No, don't stop there. That'll be rubbish. Oh, boo. Boo. Manually unhook the coupling between the indicated vehicles. Should do it on foot. It'd be more fun, wouldn't it? Brakes are on. Between the indicators. Right. Those vehicles. I mean, I kind of figured, but always worth being sure. Okay. There we go. Now what? Oof, he's opened up a route for us. That's a bit cool, isn't it? Look at that. Quest access to couple to the train. Proceed as signals indicate. Okie dokie. Stop against the train and manually connect the couplers. I think I can cope with that. Right. I did also think I need to do, well, quite apart from the fact that I now need to do everything that I'd already done on Cathcart Circle, I now need to, I was going to do one of those special services, because they've got a few of those. If you've got the, some of the old UK diesel locos, then there's some special services that run, which actually look really cool, because it takes a route that you don't do anywhere else. You sort of cut across from, rather than doing the circle bit, you just cut across the two branch lines from one end to the other, which is pretty cool. So I do want to do that as well, but I quite fancied, with the new Dresden train coming out, I quite fancied having a go at this.
Zugbeeinflussung.
I love the tunes on the brakes, on these German locos, they're fantastic. Hopefully, is that about right? How did we do? Oh, not, are we close enough? Yes, nice work. I could have been a little bit closer. Shut down the cab, okay. So master switch to off. Train brake to release. Switch all the lights off. The lights. Your lights are on, your lights are on. Signal lights reduced. Okay, so I didn't set it up right before. Anything else that I switched on? No. CIFA's still switched on, as is AFB. I don't know if that will transfer over to the other end of the cab. I'm not sure, probably not. It's probably completely separate. And you'd think it would reset anyway when you shut the cab down, right? Apologies if I appear to do something really weird, like suddenly duck or shift to the left. I've got controller drift developing, and it comes and goes a little bit. It's a little bit random, to be honest. Right, lights next. Right, well, I'm going to put that on anyway. Quite surprised that I left those wrong, didn't I? Yeah, I'm quite surprised that I'm managing to do this without having the indicator thing on, because normally it takes ages to find things. Right, okay, so, yep, CIFA is still on, AFB is still on. So let's, actually, an AFB is set, so it's even remembered. So frankly, I may as well put the pedal to the metal. So we're going back to Burla 305, which I'm assuming is probably where we started. I'm kind of guessing. Might need some more power. That's a heck of a lot of wood. That's a long old train of very big logs. Can you imagine how long that would take to stack in FS? Oh, I need a screenshot. I haven't done a screenshot yet, right? I can hear another train. Or is that just me making that noise? Oh, it is. Fair enough. Why have we suddenly not got AFB on the thing? Is that just because I've come out of cab? No, it's deactivated it. Oh, that's a bit weird. Why is that then?
Zugbeeinflussung.
And it looks like it is actually completely deactivated. Well, that's a bit irritating. Right, I'm going to do something slightly unorthodox.
Zwangsbremsung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Because now we have to do something funny.
AFB.
It's actually not. There is something you need to do, and I forget what. To do it in motion, you have to do something different. So it looks like I've now lost AFB. Oh, that's a bit weird because it was still showing as active when we moved to the cab. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We don't really need it. We'll manage. We'll have to fly manually. Whoa, manual control. Uh-oh, this can only go wrong. I was going to say we're going a different way. Right, no we're not. We're just moving slightly different tracks. Deeper. Deeper. And basically we're doing... not as far though. Yeah, the stick drift has started. I don't think we're going as far back as we came to start with.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Not sure why we're not going very fast. Is that because of AFB? Can't find the...
AFB.
Because it's not actually doing anything. I've no blue. Slightly confused as to why we're not going quicker. Yeah, I get it. All the brakes released, yeah. What it might be worth doing then, stopping the train. Because no matter what, we'll be able to do that. Right, let's ram the brakes on a bit. Let's do this a bit quicker. Right. Switch it off. Switch it on. Sit down. Now we've got the blue thing. Look. Yeah, you see it. You have to do something funny. It's funny, it didn't used to talk to me until we switched Sifa on. Now he's feeling very talkative and talks to me about everything that's going on in his life. It's kind of strange. Right, let's give it some welly, because we'll need it to get moving. Have I broken the train? I think I broke the train. Why are we now not moving at all? Oh no, we are. Crikey, really? Power level 5 wasn't enough to move us. Jeez. Oh, frankly, I might as well just chuck up to 10. AFB will sort it out. I don't need to worry too much about it. Good. Okay. Well, I was a bit worried for a minute. You never know what might break these things. You kind of get used to it, but equally, you know, it's a little bit annoying that we still have these kinds of issues. I don't really need that light on, do I? Now, can I find it? Oh, there it is. Let's do that.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Cool. Green signals. It's a pity it's so grey outside because it's a lovely route. But it was only when I was like, surely I've done it. Freight exchange. I remember the name for a really long time. Plus, as I said, I've been trying to do it on PS4 for Yonks because it's the first scenario of the journey. But actually, yeah, I might do that now and again. That's one of the things I found with controller drift is if I push the stick down, it temporarily eases it. So if I randomly push the left stick down, it's because I'm trying to do that. It just means I have to press the horn more often. It's not that big a deal. Oh, hang on.
Zugbeeinflussung.
We're not at 80. We're at 60. I thought we were at 80. Make your mind up. It's not what you'd call fast, is it? Really. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I think the only reason it's so familiar is because I've tried to do it 3 million times on the PS4 and it never worked. And so I eventually gave up. I looked on the forums and found that other people had had issues with doing it, so I eventually gave up. Thought I'll just wait till there's a fix. But I have bought the 363, which is a little bit annoying because of course it's now out in the new route as well. But fine, I've got it in both liveries. Then means I've got access to the scenarios that are on here, which presumably you wouldn't do otherwise. Even though they're bringing it out, and there's probably some substitution somewhere where you can bring it across from the new route. Which there may not be, actually. I don't know if they do. Do they do backwards? No, probably not, actually, to be fair. So yeah, so we've got 363 to play with. There's still tons to do on here. And it's fair to say I never felt that confident with the German trains. They're a lot more complex than, you know, the British trains that we had in Great Western when we started. And then, of course, they started doing the older British trains, which are pretty straightforward-ish to drive most of the time, with the exception of the 101. So I never did so much of the German trains, especially on the new routes. But now as I said before, now I'm getting a little bit more experience, a little bit more comfortable with everything that's going on. It's a good time to do it. Oh, we need a picture, don't we? What we got? Okay, we've got a speed limit coming up to 50. So perhaps after we've gone through that speed limit, then we'll just have time to nip outside and get a good picture.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Just let the train sort itself out, frankly.
Zugbeeinflussung.
So let's jump that set. Which actually we could do. Sorry, it's going to get a little bit bumpy while I speed across. It's a bit tricky to do shift and a controller at the same time. Just keep an eye on my CIFA alerts. But we're alright. This looks like a good spot for a picture. CIFA. Cool. It's slightly advent. I did, yeah, slightly preempt the drop to 40 by quite some way. Got a couple of picks. Nice. Actually, we're nearly there. By the time we hit that 40, we're pretty much at base. Actually, I underestimated myself. I don't think we're going to be too much over time. We've only got 1.4 kilometres to do, unless there's something else we need to do when we get there. Let's jump back in cab a sec. So we know what we're doing. Nice.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Super. Put power back on. Now we're back under AFB at the right speed. All right, red signal. About 300 meters after our stop point. That's plenty. No worries at all. It's very cool how you can see it applying and unapplying the brakes. I do love that.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Only 300 meters, 700 meters to go. Got my throat this morning, jeez. .500 meters, here we go, here's the yard. Next speed limit doesn't worry us.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah, we're going to get loads and loads of cipher alerts because there's a red signal coming up. Let's give it a bit of break. Probably, I wonder if I could start practicing without using any stop markers at all and actually remove the... I don't mind the colour markers on the ground, but I suppose it would be a lot more realistic if I didn't have them. So maybe I should start practicing just determining it by distance and, you know, the meter marker at the top. Lots more logs. I wonder if a long time ago I used to try and do this on Train Sim World and never got round to finishing it because of the same issue. I don't know if it's always been on or if it's just been a problem more recently. Oh, I'm going to overshoot quite a long way. Meh. Yeah, that's quite a long way, but not crazy. Okay, now what? Really? That wasn't 45 minutes. Shut down the locomotive and climb down to complete this duty. Okie dokes. Well, come on then, let's have it. Could probably want that, couldn't we? Set the master switch to off and the parking brake to on. That's over here somewhere. Climb down and ensure the locomotive is locked. Surely I should switch all the headlights off now. Are you locked? Oh yes, it just came up and said locked. Going the wrong way. That's quite a long walk. It's quite a common thing. I remember that in the original Train Sim World, that you always have to climb down from your train and go somewhere to be out of the way. These days you just sort of sit in the cab and it finishes. Or you get out of the train and stand next to the train on the platform. This means I have no idea where we're going, which always makes life a little bit more challenging. We got 50 meters. At some point that's going to start going up and it means I should have gone left or right. Right. If I go this way, yeah, check me out. There we go. There's a little gap in the hedge there. There we go. Oh, I wanted to get round and look at the train. You didn't leave me time to get round and look at the train. Only silver, I suppose. I had a couple of steady start, bit of a rubbish start, frankly, but yeah. Oh God, I've got to do it again. How many times have I tried to do that? I did have 2 times when I went well over the speed limit at the start because I wasn't paying attention and my stop accuracy at Hagen was rubbish. So fair enough. It wouldn't take much to get up to gold, I don't think. But there you go. Freight exchange is finished. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. If you did, likes and subscriptions are very much appreciated. And as I said, I'll try and avoid putting anything out that I've already done. But yes, it's a slow and gradual build up. I can't believe I'm back down to level 9. I was at I can't remember what I was at, 60 something, 70 something, I don't know. Anyway, we'll start again. It's not a problem. But yeah, as I said, thank you very much for watching. If you're new and you subscribe, please don't forget to hit the bell notification. I'm starting to manage to get videos out more regularly, so yeah, can't guarantee it'll be every day, but I did manage every day last week, recently. Please share it, spread the word and all that. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.